Hey, good morning. We're live at Hardees in Boones Creek on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Tuesday, ready to roll June the 20th, 2017. And for, excuse me, our West Virginia boys, us West Virginia boys, I should say, it is West Virginia Day. So if you're a hillbilly, again, it's the birthday of the state where I'm from. So happy birthday if you're from West Virginia. It is West Virginia Day again. And of course, it is also tomorrow will be the first day of summer. So it's here, it's upon us, and it's a good thing. So again, we're live here at Hardees at Boones Creek, out here in what used to be the playground, big dining room area out here. We're going to be talking about the big bag, the classic double cheese. We got Mike Hedrick going to join us live from, he's going to join us from Northern Virginia. Also, my man William Yarber is going to join us from Max Medicine Mart. And also, we're going to be joined a little bit later on the show Who's my third? Oh, Rob Cole, the park manager in Bays Mountain Park. And Shannon's in the house. We got a house update. Oh, it doesn't look good. The smiles of sarcasm. It does not look good. We do a monthly update on the impending, they're building Biltmore, I think. I think that's what it's come down to. And so we're going to talk to her about that coming up here in just a few minutes and see what's going on with Shannon. Not only with Hardees, obviously, but have fun with her and talk to her about what's going on in her ongoing quest to build her home. So it's interesting, to say the least. Again, we're live here at Hardees. We start our show, each and every show, by dedicating it to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. And so here it is out of the book of Acts. It says, because I am at your right hand, you will not be shaken. We got to get a new one today. This one's just, I'm not sure who hit it too hard, but somebody hit it too hard. There we go. Maybe I'm hitting it too hard. Because I'm at your right hand, you will not be shaken. Therefore, let your heart be glad, your tongue rejoice, live in hope, I will not abandon you. How about that? Because I'm at your right hand, you will not be shaken. Therefore, let your heart be glad, your tongue rejoice, live in hope, I will not abandon you. Live again at Hardees. We're here again in Boones Creek, here in Johnson City, Metro Johnson City, Boones Creek. For those of you out of town, kind of if it's a suburb, it's kind of an area right outside of Johnson City, between Johnson City and Gray. Boones Creek, it's a growing area. This whole area is growing, and so we're here at this Hardees in Boones Creek, and we're having a big time already, and we already enjoyed ourselves excuse me, had a frog in my throat, and I apologize for that. Had ourselves an egg and cheese biscuit and enjoyed some good Coke Zero, so we're off and ready to roll. We've got stories on the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've got problems in Cleveland. Whoo! Things aren't going well in Cleveland. Some changes with the Cavalier front office. Unbeknownst to LeBron James, he's not happy. The Cavalier fan base is not happy. They made a quick change here since yesterday. We'll tell you all about that. That's not good. Also, we got stories coming up from the 5 most difficult college football schedules in America coming up. 2017 Division I. Also, the Tennessee Titans make a move. They pick up a free agent that's going to help their offense, and Marcus Mariota, and so we'll talk all about that. We got a full slate of Major League Baseball coming up. Lots of NASCAR. Mike Hedrick coming up at the top of the hour. All kinds of stories, some breaking stories as the lads and Lassie from NASCAR head off to Sonoma, California for the road race this weekend. The defending champ is the retired Tony Stewart from that race, and the Xfinity Series champ, where they'll race in Iowa this weekend, is Sam Hornies Jr. So those are the 2 defending champs of those 2 races from a year ago. We have lots to talk about NASCAR for sure coming up here throughout the course of the show. Live at Hardees in Boones Creek. If you haven't had lunch plans yet, stop by here and plan on having lunch with us on show number 542. Your countdown to Bristol, 57 days to the truck race and 60 days to the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. And again, you can stop by any Food City and get your tickets. A special Food City customer offer, one of our great sponsors, of course, Food City here on the show. And for a limited time, save big on August race tickets on the Friday night, August 18th. The Food City 300 adult tickets only $30 at your local Food City. And then on Saturday for the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race, adult tickets are only $60. Kids tickets are $10. Of course, on Friday night on the 18th, kids get in free. But on Saturday, the big race, kids only pay a $10 ticket. You can get those for a limited time at all Food City stores there at the front office. And adult tickets at all Food Cities for a limited time is only $60. So we are on countdown mode, 57 days to the trucks, the UNOH 200 Camping World Truck Series race, and 60 days to the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. So it is here, and we've got through the Spring Nationals, had a great run there. We gave away 10 pairs of tickets, gave away over $800 worth of tickets to the drags last weekend. We had over 200 entries from 11 states. Winners included folks from West Virginia, North Carolina, Pikeville, Kentucky, of course, here in the Tri-Cities. So it's all good. And so we've got tickets getting ready to be given away as well coming up in the not-too-distant future. We'll get you ready to go for racing at the world's fastest half-mile at Bristol Motor Speedway. So first break coming up. We'll take a break, come right back. She's in the house. We'll get a housing update. Oh, yes, the Biltmore is being built somewhere down in Robbins County. We'll get an update on the Biltmore. That's what we're calling it now, Shannon's Biltmore. And also, please tell me the guy. I want to hear it. I just want to wait and hear it. God, please tell me this guy did the cabinets. I've been a nervous wreck for a month. We'll find out about that from her and also talk about some of these great offers going on here, again, at your Hardees, including the jalapeno double cheeseburger and the boneless baby back rib thick burger. All that coming up. We're live here at Hardees in Boones Creek on 542nd edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again in Boones Creek, right outside of Johnson City. For those of you out-of-town folks, hello, by the way, to Aaron Ferguson folks in West Virginia. Appreciate you very much giving us a listen. Also, my buddies down in Hilton Head and Myrtle Beach. Our buddy Rick Dempsey, and of course, the folks here in the Tri-Cities. We thank you, of course, as well. Again, we gave away 10 pairs of tickets last week, and it was, 7 Tri-Cities winners and 3 out-of-state winners. We had a winner from Amber Smith from North Carolina, Eric Castle from Pikeville, Kentucky, and Caitlin Sturgill from West Virginia. Plus, again, our Tri-Cities winners. So we'll have tickets for the Circle Track coming up. We are 57 days away from the UNOH 200, the Camping World Truck Series race, and of course the big race, the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. As Charlie Daniels says on the commercial we're running, it's America's night race. We're 60 days out on that, and so we're excited about that, of course, here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, being the track announcer of the Speedway. We're joined by the lady herself. She is jubilation abounds. Let's swing it over here. There she is, our buddy Shannon Phipps, the Director of Marketing at Hardees. And good morning, Sunshine. How are you?
I talk about sunshine. It's a little bright out here.
It is bright. That's why I had my sunglasses on, but that's okay. I'd rather have it brighter than darker, but of course, when you walked in, it just kind of lit up.
It did.
It just radiates.
The sunshine came out.
The sunshine just radiates, exactly. So she's in the house. She's here. And before we get into what's going on with Hardees, tell me you are in the house. Tell me you got the cabinets done.
In the house. The cabinet man, I have never... Where's the bell? Oh, ding the bell. There you go. Woo! I've never been so happy to watch a man walk out the door. I mean, this
is not your husband. You're talking about
No, the cabinet man. Never been so happy. Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he's done. So
Benji's happy?
Yes, everybody's happy. Oh, let me tell you. So Saturday morning, he had to get up and go to work. So it's 6:45 in the morning, and he's shaking me, and I'm like, okay, hello. And he's looking out the back window, and in front of our house, of course, is on Millerwood Road, which is near a subdivision, but the back, we have a huge 3 acres back there, and there's a little black bear.
Oh, really?
Walking through my backyard. And I was so asleep we couldn't get our phones in time to take a picture, but he walked over into the woods, so I have a little black bear that lives back there. So, yeah.
And you're too sleepy to get your phone.
I could. I was like,
okay.
That
moment
yeah.
That
So we've had a snake on the back porch. We've had deer in the backyard, a bear in the backyard. So
I'd say that bear's been there once. He'll be back around again. I don't think this will be his last trip. I think
but now all the time you're going like this.
Yeah.
And then there was some deer in the yard, and I'm like, I don't want to see deer. Where's my bear? Where's
bear?
Winnie at? I want to see Winnie.
You've already named him?
Yeah.
It's Winnie the Bear.
Yeah, it's Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh and Winnie the Bear. I got you.
Yeah, it's Winnie.
I got to keep up there. Winnie the Bear. God, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you're in the home. The cabinet guy finally got it done.
Yes, finally.
He was threatened with an inch of his life to get it done.
Yes, he was.
The Tom Taylor Sports Show cavalry was coming if he didn't get it done. So
we moved in Memorial Day week. We took off that week, and we moved in then, so everything's good.
So it's worth the wait.
I love
good.
it. Yes.
There you go.
Love it.
Congratulations. Now you got to sell your other one.
I got to sell my other one.
You got to sell your other home. I know a guy probably could help you do that. We are here live at Hardees in Boones Creek, and so we're here again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Tuesday, June the 20th. Tomorrow's the first day of summer, and it feels like it, and it's a good thing. So let's jump in here and go. We got baseball segment coming up here in just a few minutes, including Major League Baseball and the College World Series. We'll tell you all about that. But first, the jalapeno double cheeseburger at Hardees for only $2.49. Tell me about it.
Only $2.49. That is a great, we can also put that in the combo. I think it's $4.99 if we put it in the combo to get that. So it's a nice size burger, make a great lunch for somebody coming by. Another thing we got starting tomorrow, Cajun chicken biscuit.
Ooh.
Not for you.
Ooh, no.
No.
A little too spicy
well, maybe with a milk.
For a milkshake.
With a milkshake, yeah.
Yes.
We'll make you a milkshake at 6 o'clock in the morning with a Cajun chicken biscuit. Cajun chicken biscuit starts tomorrow. Also, today is the last day, you and I were just talking about it, for the Stars for Heroes. So everybody needs to come by and get their coupon book after they purchase their Dollar Star. You have $10 in coupons when you purchase a Star. Today's the last day of that. What else we got going on?
Tell me about the Cajun chicken biscuit.
Cajun chicken biscuit. Not real hot, but it is. Oh, he's making his donation right now. Oh, your donation.
Well, got to.
We'll ring those up here. Like you said, we are at the Hardees in Boones Creek. A lot of people don't know there's a Hardees in Boones Creek. We'll just go ahead and say it. This is the old Burger King building. Mm-hmm. So it was a Burger King a couple of years ago before we purchased this building. You and I are actually sitting in the old playroom. We do rent this out free to the community if somebody needs to come by and have a meeting. And the realtor that you were speaking of, they've rented it out a few times to have their business meetings in the morning. All we ask is that you just give us a call so we know we don't have 2 people in here at the same time or whatever, but free to the community.
Yeah, it's right here, right on the main drag, right across from Zach's Furniture, which is, I guess we'll give them a plug. It's been a landmark in Boones Creek for many, many years, Zach's Furniture Store. So that's where we are, broadcasting live. And again, great manager, Dusty, good kid.
Dusty is a good kid. I remember Dusty when he was a kid, unfortunately, even a littler kid. Now he has a kid, so that's okay. But yeah, known Dusty forever. We have a new general manager here. We moved over the lady that was running the Elizabethton store. Lisa is now here. I think she's off today, but Lisa's a very seasoned GM. I think this is a great store, great location.
Yes, it is, and he was telling me that breakfast was hopping, and he said this typically is a big lunch store because of all, and I can see the vans out here. A lot of the workers come in here on their way because it's right on the main drag, and you're in between. You're just, for folks not familiar with the area, you're probably a mile away from the interstate, maybe a little bit more, and of course right through North Roan Street. Highway 36, so lots of different ways to leave here and go different places. A lot of the workers come in and get something to eat, and that's a good thing. That's the name of the game. So this is the last day. Tell me again, excuse me, about the Stars for Heroes.
Stars for Heroes is our once-a-year fundraiser that we do. Hardees everywhere does it, not just our franchise, but every franchise does it. Part of the money stays local, half the money stays local, half of it goes to organizations such as Stand Up and Play, the Gary Sinise Foundation, USA Cares. Those are different organizations that provide for military families when they're coming out of the military or while they're in the military that need special accommodations, their house redone, or scholarships for their kids, or different things like that. Stand Up and Play, one that's near and dear to my heart because we did another thing in Charleston, South Carolina, I think I mentioned before, with the Stand Up and Play that provides the paramobiles where people can stand up and do things, whether it's play golf, go shopping, whatever. It braces them in that chair so that they can stand up and participate in society, and it's great.
That is giving somebody an opportunity they normally wouldn't be able to have. So it is called Stars for Heroes. Today is the last day. Store closing tonight. Most of the stores close at what time?
Most of the stores close at 10. I have a few 24-hour stores. This one closes at 10. The one in Colonial Heights, the one up on John B. Dennis at Meadowview, both of those around here are the 24-hour stores. The rest of them close at 10.
Our last show, we were at Bluntville. We helped kick the show off because this promotion started the next day. So has things going good?
Bluntville's a beautiful store. That's our new concept store. That's the newest store that we've built in the area. It's kind of across from the jail. I don't know any other way to point people there, but anyway, it's kind of up from the courthouse, across from the jail, near the health department. How about that? Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful store. That store has a tech table in it, so if someone has to do a little work while they're on their lunch, or you just want to go in to have some peace and quiet, it has the outlets on the table, the Wi-Fi there. A beautiful location.
So we kicked off the Stars for Heroes there last month, so across the board, you feel like it's been a good promotion?
I thought it's been a great promotion. We have one store there at John B. Dennis, at Meadowview. She's raised over $2,500 just in that store alone.
Wow.
So she's done
That'll go a long
great
way.
job. Great job. Yes.
Stars for Heroes. Again, so tell us one more time. Today's the last day. When you make a donation of only $1, what will you get?
A $10 coupon book that you can use on your next visits.
So I'm going to have a lot of coupon books.
You're going to have $50 worth of coupons. Woo! We'll see you every day.
They see me coming, them chicken tenders, milkshakes, and all that good stuff.
That's right.
Oh, Lordy.
I do have something in the car for you. I almost forgot. I'm going to have to go get it and bring it to you.
Has it had its shots? Is it alive?
No. It came out of my mama's garden. I brought you a couple of garden cucumbers.
Boom. I'm all about that.
I know.
That is
She
so
came
sweet
in
of you.
carrying cucumbers this morning and said, "Does anybody know anybody?" I said, "I do know somebody that will eat these."
Tom.
So I got
Tom,
you a
eat them
couple of
cucumbers. That's awesome.
garden cucumbers. So
I
I had
thought you
to
were
not
bringing Winnie
forget
the Bear, so
that.
I got some in your
No,
car.
I'm going to take a picture of him though. I look at it every morning, and Benji said, "I bet we're not the only one that saw him that morning." I said, "Probably at 6:45 on Saturday morning. We might have been the only one that saw him." Yeah, we might have been. So
The burbs.
yeah.
So your neighbors are far, far away?
I don't have any neighbors on either side of me, but I have an across the street neighbor. Really sweet man, love him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're out there in a kind of the wide open space.
I am.
Which is what you wanted.
It is.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Before we go to the break, we've got a baseball segment coming up. She's going to be back here in a few minutes. The $5 big bag going on right now. Again, at all Hardees locations. Tell me about that.
$5 big bag. You can pick the 2 sandwiches from the hot dog, the spicy chicken, the double cheeseburger. I'm missing one. Hot dog, spicy, double.
Spicy chicken, hot ham and cheese.
Hot ham and cheese. That's
And the
what I
double
was missing.
cheeseburger.
Yeah, I couldn't remember all of them. So you pick 2 of those. You get the small fry and the small drink. $5 out the door.
Hot today. I was going to talk about strawberry lemonade because it is hot out there, but so that's one way to cool you off. The tea is awesome here at Hardees. The milkshakes.
That's your favorite, the Niller.
Yes. Chocolate milkshake.
Yeah, and Niller milkshake. You like the Niller milkshake?
I like Niller.
Yeah.
She knows me well. It's kind of scary. I forgot I like Niller. She said, "You like Niller?" Yes, I do like Niller. So.
Yes, those are made from actual hand-scooped ice cream. We put the ice cream, then put a little flavor in that, and the milk, and double whipped topping on top of it. They're great.
Mm-hmm. Seriously, folks, as we go to the break, if you get a chance, stop by any of the Hardees, and again, give only $1. Again, this is for a great cause, the Stars for Heroes. If you love our country, and I do, and you love our military veterans, and you should, for what they've done for this country, and a lot of them feel like they've been passed over, particularly folks come back from Vietnam. We've heard that more than once, and we'll get into that. But if you love our veterans and want to help them, it's called Stars for Heroes. It's the Charity of Choice store campaign. It's been going on for a while. It started May 24th. It ends today. And again, it's at all Hardees locations, and so you, as you heard her say, for every $1 you give, you get a coupon book worth $10. So you can do the math. If you give $10, you get 10 coupon books. So that will allow you to come back into Hardees later on this summer and enjoy some great food and great beverages as well, great drinks.
At a discount.
At a discount. Stars for Heroes. Everybody wins. Your billfold stays bigger because you don't have to spend as much because you got the coupons, and our veterans get exactly what they deserve, and that would be some help. Again, the Stars for Heroes. This stays here in the country and goes all over the United States, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So that's awesome because we don't do enough for our veterans. That's me talking, not Hardees, but I can say that it's my show, but we don't do nearly enough for the veterans that have served this country and served it well with pride and honor. So
it was a hard decision, I think, for Hardees. We had some very good fundraisers over the years. We did the muscular dystrophy. We did those, and that's a great organization. We did breast cancer awareness, and that's a great thing. But this one is one that I think everybody can get behind.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody can
Knows
get
a
behind
veteran.
this one. Yeah, everybody knows a veteran. Not that those other groups are not wonderful and that we are not happy that we were able to do some things with them in the past, but this is the one that Hardees has decided that, and we all agree that this one is the one that everybody can get behind.
Yeah. Everybody, I dare say, knows someone that's had a family member that has served or is serving, or a grandfather or an uncle, somebody served this great country. That ought to be a good slogan. Everybody knows a veteran, and I know a ton of them.
Yeah.
Go to church with a bunch of them, around a bunch of them, so help them out. Today's the last day to do it. Stars for Heroes at your local Hardees. Quick break. You come back in a few minutes, aren't you?
I am.
We'll come back in a few, and we'll talk about one of my faves. That would be them chicken tenders. We'll take a break, talk baseball next. We're live here at Hardees in Boones Creek. Coming up on Thursday will be a Champion Chevrolet. Friday, brand new stock. We're going to be at Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen, the plant in South Johnson City. It's been named one of the top 10 fastest growing small businesses in America. Just finished a $1 million renovation at the plant. We'll be there on Friday broadcasting live for that. And also, as we heard Jeff tell us, the CEO, a couple of weeks ago, they are now the official sunscreen of the Chicago Cubs, the New York Yankees, and starting next year they will have their presence very much in the Fenway Park. They'll be the official sunscreen of the Boston Red Sox. So pretty cool stuff. We'll be there Friday broadcasting live. It's made in Johnson City. It goes all over the world, and we'll be there. Our first stop on Friday at Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen Plant in South Johnson City. Baseball
Who knew
segment.
that was there?
What?
I didn't know that was there.
Oh, yeah. You didn't?
I didn't.
You need to come over there.
I didn't know. You know, they have a fundraiser campaign too, because I bought Blue Lizard from some school that was selling. I thought, well, that's innovative. Everybody needs sunscreen. That was kind of cute. So I'll give them a little push there. That was cute.
And you can see me. I'm kind of pasty.
Yeah, me too.
And so I used it the other day, went swimming. I won't show you my redneck tan over here, but I purposely put it on one arm and left it off this arm. Thought, okay, I'm going to see if this really works. Went to the pool. This arm, of course, it's water resistant for up to 80 minutes. So I was in the pool, got back out, reapplied it. And when I got home, up in here was pink. Up in here was nothing. So it works. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And
Had no
Blue
idea.
Lizard, Australian sunscreen. They got five different types. See if I can do it off the top of my head. Sensitive, baby, regular, sport, which is the one that's waterproof. No, they have four. They have four of those. So there you go. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen, made right here in the Tri-Cities and shipped literally all over the world. We'll be right back with baseball. Shannon will join us in a few minutes. We're live at Hardees in Boones Creek, show number 542. They said it wouldn't last on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At takeoff, an NHRA top fuel dragster braves the same intense G-forces as an astronaut leaving Cape Canaveral. for power that's out of this world. Don't miss the NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway. Tickets start at just $30 and every ticket is a pit pass. Witness the raw power of 10,000 horses June 16th through the 18th. Visit ThunderValleyTix.com or call 423-BRISTOL.
It's raining savings at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a massive selection of over 700 new Chevrolets to choose from, with 400 of them Silverados. Silverado Crew and Double Cab LTs, $11,000 off MSRP, 20% off 17 Equinox and Traverse LT, 15% off Silverado HD gas engine. Don't miss out on the best savings of the year to purchase a new Chevy. Saturday parts and service hours and shopping online 24/7. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again at Hardees in Boones Creek on this Tuesday, June the 20th, 2017. We thank you for being with us. So this will be the time to put on the glasses because we're going to talk baseball. And let's talk about Corey Kluber and Clayton Kershaw and R.A. Dickey and Andrew McCutcheon. Let's run down the finals from last night. First off, we'll start in no particular order. By the way, tomorrow will be at Chick-fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday, Champion Chevrolet. Fridays, we said, will be at Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen. Corey Kluber and the Cleveland Indians had 11 strikeouts last night. Kluber and the Indians all over the Orioles. There are some problems in Baltimore. Baltimore gets shut out. 3 hits shut out by Kluber, 12-0 Indians. And so the Orioles now 34-35. Indians 6 over at 37-31. Indians got them 12-0. Reds snap a big-time losing streak. They go to Tampa Bay and beat the Devil Rays 7-3 behind Scott Feldman. Again, 6 strikeouts over 6 innings. So big win for the Reds to snap a losing streak. Nationals and the Marlins. The Marlins got them 8-7. Giancarlo Stanton with a home run and RBI, scored a couple of times as the Marlins beat the Nationals. Final there was 8-7. Let's clear that old frog again. Excuse me, I apologize for that. Heading off to Max Medicine Mart today, get some things to get some zinc lozenges to take care of that. In Atlanta, the Braves defeat the San Francisco Giants 9-0 shot out of the Bravos behind R.A. Dickey. Went 7 strong innings, struck out 6, scattered 3 hits. Giants, not a very good team. Johnny Cueto takes the loss. Braves win at 9-0. Braves 32-37 on the season. It was the Pirates all over the Brewers 8-1 as Andrew McCutchen goes deep with a 3-run shot. A home run and 3 RBIs driven in, I should say, in the course of the game. It was the Pirates over the Brewers in Major League Baseball 8-1. Cubbies beat the Padres 3-2. It was the Blue Jays over the Rangers 7-6, and the Royals double up the Red Sox 4-2. John Lester for the Cubs, a 7 strikeout performance over 6 innings, scattered 5 hits for the Cubbies, who beat again San Diego 3-2. Cubs now 1 over at 35-34 on the season. Also, other finals in, you have the Astros defeating the Athletics 4-1. Houston, again, still the best team in baseball at 47-24. And so Peacock, your starter for Houston, 8 strikeouts over 5 2/3. Big win there for Houston. Not because it's the Athletics, because they're god-awful, but because Houston has some injuries on their team, and so they are going through some injury-prone situations. Astros win at 4-1. It was the Dodgers over the Mets. Clayton Kershaw becomes your first 10-game winner in Major League Baseball. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, a walk, 6 hits. Kershaw goes 10-2 over the Mets. The final, again, the Dodgers field day with the Mets pitching, 10 runs, 17 hits for the Dodgers. They beat the Mets 10-6, and the Mariners defeat the Tigers 6-2. I would think that Brad Ausmus may be on the hot seat right now for the Detroit Tigers. They are underperforming 32-37 now as Detroit, as Seattle beat them again. The final there last night was 6-2. Standings look like this, again in Major League Baseball, going into action tonight. In the American League East, the Yankees a half game better than Boston. Tampa Bay 4 games back. In the American League Central, Cleveland 2.5 better than Minnesota. Kansas City 3.5 back. Detroit slipping. They're now 5.5 back. They've lost 3 in a row and 7 out of the last 10 for Detroit. Daniel Norris due to pitch later on this week for the Detroit Tigers. American League West, Houston still the best team in baseball, 47-24 with a 12-game lead now over the Los Angeles Angels. In the East of the National League, Washington 9.5 better than Atlanta. In the Central, Milwaukee 1.5 games better than the Cubs. Pittsburgh and the Cardinals now 5 back, so right now it's a 2-horse race in the Central. And in the National League West, Colorado leads the Dodgers by a half game, Arizona a game back, so a 3-horse race right now. Colorado, the Dodgers a half game back, and Arizona a game back in the National League Western Division. Reds yesterday announcing the right-hander Bronson Arroyo and shortstop Zach Cozart being placed on the disabled list. A shoulder strain for Arroyo and a right quad strain for Zach Cozart, which is not good. Cozart enjoying a career campaign so far this year, batting .320, 30 extra base hits. He has been rumored to be trade bait by the All-Star break, so I don't know what that does to Cozart's tradability with the fact that he is now on the DL. They strained, we say, a right quad strain for Zach Cozart. Also, Cody Bellinger, the catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, the fastest young man or fastest person, I should say, to get 20 home runs in a career. Bellinger ties Wally Berger and Gary Sanchez, getting to that quickly, and so he has 21 home runs and 190 at-bats, and so 47 RBIs in the season. So he has set a Major League Baseball record. The fastest of 20 home runs in a career is only, as we said, only his 51st career game. Cody Bellinger, the catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, making Major League history. Some other things happening in Major League Baseball before we take the break. Giants reliever Hunter Strickland's 6-game suspension for throwing at Bryce Harper was upheld. He'll serve that immediately. Yankees prospect Gleyber Torres needs Tommy John surgery. That's not a good sign, not good news for the New York Yankees. And let's see. Orioles shortstop J.J. Hardy has a broken wrist on the DL. He won't be able to resume baseball activities for 4 to 6 weeks. And outfielder Paul Janisch was called up to take Hardy's roster spot for the Orioles shortstop, and so that's what's going on there for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, before we go to the break and come right back and talk to our buddy one more time, our buddy Shannon, she's got to go off to a meeting. Let's run down for you Major League Baseball, what they've got going on today in the bigs here. And it goes as follows. In the American League tonight, Cleveland at Baltimore, the Angels in New York, Cincinnati at Tampa Bay, Toronto at Texas, the White Sox in Minnesota, Boston at Kansas City, Houston and Oakland, and Detroit and Seattle. In the National League tonight, Cardinals in Philadelphia opening up a series there, Washington and Miami, the Braves continue their series with the Giants in Atlanta, Pittsburgh and Milwaukee, San Diego at Chicago, Arizona and Colorado, and the Mets continue their series again in Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, Chavez Ravine, where they play. Florida State converting 3 walks, 2 infield singles, and a double into 3 runs to take the lead in the 7th inning. They eliminate Cal State Fullerton in the College World Series 6-4 on Monday. Fullerton has gone 2 games out in 4 straight College World Series appearances. They've lost 9 games in a row in Omaha. They're gone. Florida State stays alive. And on the other side of the coin, Oregon State, the number 1 seed, 56-4 now, matching a school record for wins. They have won now for their 23rd win in a row. Oregon State all over LSU last night, 13-1 in the winners bracket game. So tonight it goes like this: at 2 o'clock, losers bracket game from Saturday. Texas A&M at 41-22 takes on Texas Christian at 47-17. Loser, that one goes home. Winners bracket game tonight at 7 o'clock. The Louisville Cardinals at 53-10 taking on the Florida Gators at 48-18 in the winners bracket. All that happening tonight at Ameritrade Park in Omaha, Nebraska. And that is your look at Major League and college baseball. We'll take a quick break. She's back. She's here. She's our buddy. We'll talk Hardees next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At takeoff, an NHRA top fuel dragster braves the same intense G-forces as an astronaut leaving Cape Canaveral. For power that's out of this world, don't miss the NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway. Tickets start at just $30 and every ticket is a pit pass. Witness the raw power of 10,000 horses June 16th through the 18th. Visit ThunderValleyTix.com or call 423-BRISTOL.
It's raining savings at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a massive selection of over 700 new Chevrolets to choose from, with 400 of them Silverados. Silverado Crew and Double Cab LTs, $11,000 off MSRP, 20% off 17 Equinox and Traverse LT, 15% off Silverado HD gas engine. Don't miss out on the best savings of the year to purchase a new Chevy. Saturday parts and service hours and shopping online 24/7. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back at the Tom Baylor Sports Show. I'm not Shannon. I'm Tom. Here's Shannon. She's getting ready to head off to a meeting, so we got to talk here, and she's got to get trucking. But I bought these coupons, and there they are. And so buy one, get one free sausage and egg biscuit, a small hash browns, and a small drink. And you got more coupons. Tell me the bottom two, too. Those are good,
Free
too.
small fry and drink with the purchase of a thick burger, and a free small fry and drink with the purchase of a hand-breaded chicken tender. So this more than pays for your dollar
Absolutely.
that you're going to donate to get this. I mean, buy one, get one free sausage and egg biscuit. That's, $2.89 right there. That's free. A hash brown and a small drink. That's more than $3 that you're getting free. And then the 2 small fries and small drinks, that's almost $4 that you're getting free. So more than pays for that. On the back of it, it does tell you about the organizations, how 50% go to local charities, and then the national charities that it goes to are the USA Cares, the Stand Up and Play, and the Gary Sinise Foundation. Tells you a little bit about all those, so you can read about those and see what we're doing that for.
Absolutely. Gary Sinise is the guy who played on Forrest Gump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan. Forrest, I love you, Jenny. Love Forrest Gump. Rainbow, Alabama. All right, moving on. So now
moving on.
Got me sidetracked.
Oh,
All right.
Your cucumbers in.
Brought me some cucumbers. Brought me some cukes. I love it. Man, look at
Nana's
those.
garden.
Whoa, man, look at there.
Cucumbers.
Homegrown cukes. I like it. Thank you,
There you
dear.
go, from Nana's
Those will go
garden.
to good use. Man, you don't get any better than that. It's right out of the garden.
I know.
We're
Yeah,
talking
like this
fresh.
morning.
Like fresh. Dirt still on it. That's country there. The boneless baby back rib thick burger. Tell me about it from Hardees.
Have you had one? You've got to have one before that goes away. Some things just come for a little bit and go away. You've really got to have that. That's got that Cattleman's barbecue sauce on it, the onion, the fried crispy onion strings on it, and the pickles and the barbecue sauce, along with that boneless rib portion. And remember, we talked about that. Did you watch Shark Tank since then? You've got to watch Shark Tank.
I watched a little bit of it, but I fell asleep. So I got to tell you, I was in it and I was dialed into it. And next thing I know, I'm out.
Next thing, Jay Leno's on, or whatever. But
yes,
Yeah.
I tried it, but I'm going to try and go back and watch it.
yeah, so the boneless rib portions that are on this were the ones that were featured on Shark Tank. The guy got the deal with Hardees after partnering with the guy from Shark Tank, that he somehow sucks the bone out of the ribs and makes it a boneless rib portion. So we have those rib portions. We put them through the charbroiler, so they have a nice charbroil taste to them. And then we put the barbecue sauce in the burger. It's a great burger, huge burger. You've got to try one.
All right, I'm going to get that today. Can I get it without the crispy onion strings?
You can.
You know what the onions do.
I know.
I'm a sissy.
You're tender.
I'm tender. Lordy have mercy. Man, 6'5" has never been told he's been tender in a long time. I can just go ahead and tell you that right now. That's a brand new one for me. I'm going to write that down. I'm tender. Like vittles. I'm tender vittles.
You
I'm
need to
tender.
tell people, don't mess with you. You're tender.
I'm tender. I'm writing that one down. That's good. Only Shannon would tell me that. So, sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, crispy onion strings. Again, the boneless baby back rib thick burger. It is for a limited time, right?
It is for a limited time. I don't have an end date on it as of yet, but it won't stay around forever.
Cajun chicken biscuit tomorrow.
Starts We've
tomorrow.
already put our advertisement up for it because it's after breakfast today. So then that one starts tomorrow. Not a real spicy biscuit, but got a little bit of a kick to it. And that brand new in the morning, so they need to try that.
And then the classic double cheeseburger, double the meat, double the cheese, Thousand Island sauce, and grilled onions for only $2.49.
That's right. That's
Wow.
right. Yeah.
So if you're hungry and you want a burger, and of course we talk about the Angus burgers, you want to come to Hardees because you don't scrimp on the meat, do you?
We do not, and we're the only chain that has a complete menu of Angus beef thick burgers.
The only one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And Angus, of course, people know it's the best beef out you can
The
get.
best quality of meat.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
the when you go to Food City and get your meat to grill out, that's what they sell. They sell Angus beef,
Right.
and so it's a cut above all the other beef. And same with you guys. You don't go out just get anything. You get the
That's right.
Angus beef.
And the onion rings to go with that because you love the onion rings.
So
You like onion rings? How come you can't have onion strings? If you
I
like
don't know
onion
that.
rings?
I don't know. Everybody asks me why. I hear you listen to the show. How can you not eat onions?
I know, but these
But
are
you can
the
eat onion
ones
rings.
that are on the burger are fried just like onion rings.
I may well try that then.
Oh, see?
May try that. Yeah, we're going.
You're not as tender as you think you are.
I don't know where to go. Very seldom am I speechless, but I'm speechless. I'm not as tender as I thought. Boneless baby back rib thick burger. She just reduces me to rubble every time I get around this lady. Sweet and silky? No, sweet and smoky. I can't read my writing. Sweet and smoky barbecue sauce.
There you go, being tender with the barbecue
And
sauce.
tender and silky and smoky and Lord, you got to be in a meeting somewhere. Sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, crispy onion strings, and boneless baby back rib thick burger. That's going on now. What's been a big seller so far? Give me the top 3 so far since we met last month. We were with you at in Blountville. So since then, across the board, what's the top 3 are moving?
Yeah, the baby back rib, the pork chop and gravy biscuit, which we still have, and the classic double. I think it's really going good. Of course, the chicken tenders are always a good seller, but you said new stuff, I guess. So the classic double is going really well. The pork chop and gravy biscuit in the morning, and the baby back rib thick burger.
So if you're on, I love the chicken tenders. If you're on the move, you're going someplace to a party or a baseball party or a picnic, whatever the reason, a cookout, and you need something quick and you want something good, tell them about the chicken tenders.
You know, for 4th of July, that's what I plan on taking to our get together. It's just going by and you can always put them in your own crock pot. I mean, you know, we don't care if you lie after you get them. I mean, just buy them. We don't care. You know, we have little ladies that come by before the church meeting, you know, they're going to homecoming and they bring their own. Can you put this in my crock pot? Sure, honey, we'll put it in your crock pot. So,
make it look like they did it.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah, so you can get chicken tenders in any denomination, all the way up to 100, 200, 300 pieces. We don't care. Take that to your get together. They hold really well for a get together.
Absolutely, and of course. Hardees are ready to go with that at any time, so you can come in at night and get them, going on the way to church, whenever you start serving chicken tenders at what time?
We do at 10:30. If you had a large order and you just needed some before then, we'll be glad to make them before then.
Yep.
It's not a problem.
And then, last but not least, before you go, I promise we'll get you out here to your meeting. Tell me about the fundraiser, because we're coming up back to school, ball teams, ball mission trips, for whatever reason you need to raise some money. Hardees has a great way to do that.
Just got an order for some for a daycare center, a church daycare center. Wanted to raise some money, so they're going to do one. These are the all-you-can-eat biscuit and gravy. I'll print the tickets for you. You sell them for $5 for one specific day. The day of the event, the person gets a biscuit and gravy, as many as they can eat, inside the lobby, and a soft drink or a coffee. They've paid $5 for it. Every ticket that's redeemed that day, you'll pay me $3 for that ticket. Grandma and Grandpa bought it, and they never came or whatever. You don't owe me anything for that. You keep the entire $5.
It's awesome. Cool stuff. It's all, again, at your local Hardees. Again, how many in the Tri-Cities?
20.
20. Geographically, let's run them down. You're in Bristol, Johnson City, Kingsport, of course, Blountville, Elizabethton, Piney Flats, Rogersville, Mount Carmel,
Kingsport.
Yep. How many you have in Kingsport?
Colonial Heights, Bloomingdale, the one at Meadowview, Stone Drive, 4.
So you got 20 all told in the immediate Tri-Cities, and they're all ready to roll. And you have one more day to go to any of these by closing night for the Stars for Heroes to help the military. Good way to end this. Tell us one more time about the Stars for Heroes and how for $1 you get all these coupons that I've got. These I bought multiples because you've got the USA Cares, the Stand Up and Play Foundation, the Gary Sinise Foundation, all this where this money goes to. Here's what I like. 100% of the proceeds from your donations support military service members and their families. 50% of the funds raised go to local charities, and our national charities include USA Cares, Stand Up and Play Foundation, and the Gary Sinise Foundation. So half of what you give stays right here.
Right.
So there you go. So that's going on until closing tonight. Stars for Heroes, $1 coupon. I mean, for every $1, you get a coupon. And we told you what you get off the coupon. So the more you give, the more you get. And so we made a little bit more than $1. So we got 4 or 5 of these to choose from, and we'll use them for sure over the next couple of weeks. Particularly, you're probably right around the 4th of July. Most stores will be open on the 4th.
Oh, all stores are open on the 4th.
Yep.
We only close on Christmas.
There you go.
We're only closed on, and we close half a day on Thanksgiving. We're open for breakfast on Thanksgiving, most places. So. Yeah.
All right, you've got to get to the meeting.
I gotta go.
You have 11 minutes to get there.
Well.
I've kept you long enough. Today's word, remember, is I'm tender. So there you go. I'm tender. There we go. Is Mr. Phipps watching? Hello, Benji.
He's in Johnstone in Johnson City, so he may be listening. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Phipps. I'm glad you all finally got in your house. I'm glad the guy finally got the cabinets done. God. I'm almost tempted to tell who it is, but I won't. But I'm thinking, really? How long did it take you, what, 6 months, 8 months to get? How long did it take him to get the cabinets done?
Well, we started the house back in. We met with him back in September or October. And then I remember there was snow flying at one point when we met with him.
October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 9 months to get cabinets done.
Yes.
No excuse.
No.
But you're in, and there you go. You're happy, and The train rolls on.
Yes.
Talk to you next month. Thank you, dear.
We'll come back.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We will go and talk to my buddy from Max Medicine Mart next. Also, top of the hour, Mike Hedrick joins us from Northern Virginia talking. We got all kinds of NASCAR to talk about. Lots of stories, both on the track and off the track. We got that for you next here live at Hardees in Boones Creek on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
We're back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live, of course, at Hardees in Boones Creek on this Tuesday, June the 20th, 2017. First day of summer's tomorrow. We'll be talking about summertime snacks coming up here in just a few minutes. We got him on the phone. You see on the screen our buddy William Yarber from Max Medicine Mart. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I am great today. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing just fine. Thanks for checking in with us. And we have several things to talk about. Let's go with Blue Bonnet. We got a few more days left in the month of June. Everything Blue Bonnet is 20% off. And tell us about that from Max Medicine Mart. What's been the hot seller so far this month?
Well, Blue Bonnet's a really favorite with a lot of our customers. They love the brand. They love the formulas that they develop. It's just a great thing for the store and the customers alike because they actually do a pretty good price break on some of the other competitors. So that's kind of what's helped keep them unique and functioning in the store. They offer the same quality, same milligrams as some of their competitors, but a lot cheaper on the price. They do a really good job with a product here I'm about to talk about called the Eye Antioxidant. It has a particular blend of lutein and zeaxanthin, and that is kind of a key to eye health. So you're getting an eye supplement as well. You got your vitamin A, vitamin C, and E. You've got your eye supplements, and then you've also got a few other things in there that actually help with eye health in general, like muscle balance, moisture of the eyes. Just a great thing all around. Anybody should take it. Everybody should take it. It's kind of something that as we get older, our eyes just kind of lose their supplements. They lose their vitamins, and that's where you get a lot of, vision loss and just troubles from the eyes. So it's something good we recommend for everybody to start taking pretty early on.
That's available at Blue Bonnet. Again, 20% off everything. Blue Bonnet at Max Medicine Mart. There are no coupons. There are no limits. You can go in and shop today, 20%. Go back 2 hours later and shop and get it 20%. Go back in tomorrow and get it for 20%. So, folks, always take advantage of these supplements being on sale, as that's one of the products. Give me a couple of more that have been hot sellers so far in the month of June with Blue Bonnet, which, by the way, is American-made in Texas. That's where they get the name Blue Bonnet. And so it's an American-made product, which you always like to push, made in the USA. So a couple of more products that have been moving for Blue Bonnet.
Well, another one is their sleep support. A lot of us have trouble sleeping. They do a really great job with making a kind of a more mellow, non-hangover kind of formula. A lot of sleep supports that are on the market today leave you feeling groggy and just not that clear-headed the very next day. They do a really good job with an alternative to that. It's a little more mellow, so if you're taking something like melatonin or valerian can be a little harsh sometimes, they've kind of made a more mellow one. This one has a formula of L-theanine, passion flower, and chamomile. It's a really mellow sleep support. I've tried it myself. It works great. I recommend anybody try it that's had troubles with the kind of hangover feeling that a lot of sleep medications can give them.
And so that's another product Blue Bonnet has for 20% off. And give me one more.
Another one they do really great is they do a branched-chain amino acid blend, which is great for anybody that's hitting the gym, getting out here doing sports activities this summer. We sweat out a lot of our amino acids. It's just a basic protein chain. So it's something that's really beneficial for muscle development and muscle health. So it just kind of keeps you going, doesn't really rob your body of all the nutrients there to keep you firing all cylinders.
Talking to our buddy again, William Yarber from Max Medicine Mart. Dr. Walton is away on assignment today, and so we'll have him back next week. But William's doing his usual great job. So if you had to look across the store, how many different Blue Bonnet products do you have in stock? I know you mentioned 3 or 4 here this morning, but all told, what's the ballpark number of Blue Bonnet products you guys carry?
I know we have over 60, possibly 80.
Wow, between 60 and 80 Blue Bonnet products, and they're all 20% off. You walk in and say, well, I don't really know what I need. Perfect. That's why William's there. And who else is in the Good Food Grocery to help folks when they come in there?
We've got Kelly and Daniel on staff today, both very knowledgeable and just eager to help the customers, take them what they need, talk to them if they're not really sure what they need. So we're good at doing both.
Yep. And, of course, again, you can't go wrong with Blue Bonnet because, goodness gracious, American-made. And I know he was telling me last time we had him on, every time they put Blue Bonnet on sale, it flies out the door, and that's what you want. It's the name of the game. William, tomorrow's the official first day of summer. Summertime snacks. You got the 4th of July coming up. Give me some ideas about some healthy snacks you can get from Max Medicine Mart, the Good Food Grocery, that they're going to be good for you heading into the summer and, as we said, the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot to choose from. We have a great selection if you're doing like a gluten-free diet. We have some gluten-free veggie burgers that you can throw on the grill. We've even got the gluten-free buns. We also have, even just fries. We have a lot of natural alternatives to your regular type of grilling stuff. So, we've even got condiments. We have ketchup, mustard, that are no high fructose corn syrup. They're just a natural form. They have no added sweeteners or anything to them. They're organic. We also have avocado-based mayonnaise. We even have vegan mayonnaise, which would be a non-dairy alternative to mayonnaise. I've tried this stuff before, and I love it. I like it better than mayonnaise, so I've just completely swapped over to that. And we also have some dairy-free cheese. Even if you're lactose intolerant or if you're doing a vegan diet, it's a great option. So just a few small things like that can really make a huge difference for somebody on a special diet that you're going out with.
What about dips and sauces? I know a lot of folks do dips and sauces in the summertime. What are some of the sauces and dips you guys have there at Max Medicine Mart?
We have a really huge selection of sauces. We have it all the way down from just, your your medium sauces, all the way up to the ghost pepper salsa, which is kind of the king of heat around here. It's great stuff. I love it. They also have like the Cadia brand sauces that are wonderful. They're organic. They do a medium, a mild, a hot, and they even have a new one that we've got. It's a fire roasted corn and black bean salsa. It's wonderful. And we have, even queso dips, hummus dips, and we also have a really wonderful natural chip selection. Pretty much anything you could imagine is over here in the chip section. We have ranch chips, we have sweet potato chips, we even have unsalted chips, tortilla chips. Any kind of snack situation you're in, we can help solve it for you.
It's all right there at Mike's Medicine Mart. And last but not least, a lot of picnics going on this time of year. A lot of folks like to eat cheese. I know you got a lot of choices of cheese at Mike's Medicine Mart. And again, the Good Food Grocery. Tell me about it.
Oh, we do. We have a line from the Romano family brand of cheese. They're out of California. All their stuff is organic and non-GMO. It's a great seller for us. And then we've also got the Amish Troyer type of cheese. That's been a really great thing for us. Amish cheeses. Then we have some organic cheeses. So you're right. That's something great you can take out on a picnic, and you can also use it in the grill time too.
You got it. You're open 7 days a week at Mike's Medicine Mart, right there on Center Street in Kingsport, right down from Dobbinsville and High School. And give me the hours you guys are open. Again, open 7 days a week.
Yeah, Monday through Friday we're open 8 to 7. Saturday we're open 8 to 6, and Sunday 1 to 5.
And also, you have a website. Tell us how do we get to the website, and what will we find once we get there?
Well, we've got maxmedicinmart.com. That's where you can kind of pull up and see what different services we offer, because we're a pretty diverse business. We have a pharmacy, we also have a grocery store and a natural supplement section, and then we also sell medical equipment as well. So you can kind of come in here and get everything you need.
Make tracks to Mike's. William Yarber, great report, my friend. Thank you. We'll talk to you next week, and super job. You're one of the regulars now, and I appreciate that very much.
Hey, anytime.
Yep. Good job, our buddy William Yarber with us. Appreciate him very much again being with us from Mike's Medicine Mart. Make tracks to Mike's, and you do. On Center Street in Kingsport, we're Blue Bonnet. Everything Blue Bonnet is 20% off for the month of June. Let's clean up the sports desk, and we're going to take a break and join Mike Hedrick live with lots of NASCAR going on. Yesterday, the Supreme Court struck down part of a law that bans offensive trademarks, ruling in favor of an Asian American rock band called the Slants and giving a major boost to the Washington Redskins in their separate legal fight over the team name. So a federal appeals court in Washington said the law barring offensive trademarks is unconstitutional, and the Supreme Court agreed. The Redskins had arguments after the trademark office ruled in 2014 that the name Redskins offends American Indians and canceled the team's trademark. That case before a federal appeals court in Richmond had been on hold while the Supreme Court had considered the Slants case, which is that rock band we were talking about. And so, despite the intense public pressure to change the Redskins' name, team owner Dan Snyder has refused, saying in the past that it represents honor, respect, and pride for Native Americans. Snyder issued a quick statement after Monday's decision saying, "I am thrilled. Hail to the Redskins." So that came down yesterday by the Supreme Court. If you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, pro basketball news. Cavaliers have two main objectives in the offseason: keep LeBron James happy and make roster tweaks that will get him ready to be more competitive with Golden State next season. Didn't start off real good as they fired their general manager, David Griffin, on Monday. They're going to let him go effective end of the month. LeBron James, the centerpiece of the franchise, was not consulted before the decision. Now, some folks say LeBron James doesn't run the team. Well, of course he runs the team. He has input on everything going on in Cleveland. Again, Griffin's departure, according to James, disappointed and concerned about what this means for the Cavaliers going forward. So if you want this guy to stay around, that's not the way to do it. Here's LeBron James' tweet to David Griffin, says, quote, "If no one appreciated you, Griff, I did. And hopefully all the people of Cleveland, thanks for what you did for the team for 3 years. We got us a world championship trophy." So James, of course, up for free agency in 2018. So we'll see how that goes, but that's not a good way to keep him happy. And obviously firing somebody, LeBron James, impending free agency in 2018. So letting this guy go is not a good thing. He was a big fan of him. Also, the Cavaliers in talks with Paul George, and also Bulls All-Star Jimmy Butler, and the Pacers, Paul George, trying to strengthen the team. Then Griffin's contract was set to expire at the end of June, and The two parties, quote, just cannot agree on the future, so he's been let go. The report also mentions that ex-Detroit Pistons great Chauncey Billups is the emerging candidate for the vacancy as the new general manager for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pro football news, the Tennessee Titans make a move just 5 days after Eric Decker visits Tennessee to meet and greet. Obviously went well for both sides, and so as a result, he has signed a one-year contract to be a wideout for the Tennessee Titans, and Marcus Mariota, the quarterback, very excited about him coming over from the New York Jets. And so head coach Mike Mularkey says he met him, excited about it, having him on the football team. So the only catch is the Titans have had to check out his health because he struggled with injuries during the 2016 season. He's a 30-year-old wide receiver, banged up for most of the year, only played in a total of 3 games for the Jets before being placed on injured reserve in October. Over the past 9 months, Decker has undergone surgery on both his hip and his shoulder. If he's healthy, he should be able to contribute right away for the Tennessee Titans. So Eric Decker signs a one-year free agency contract with the Tennessee Titans. So let's see. Last but not least, before we go to the break, the 5 toughest football schedules in Division I football this year. It is in particular order. First is Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy's Cowboys have won at least 10 games in 5 of the last 7 seasons. Tulsa, they're going to open up with Tulsa, coming off a 10-win season of its own. A road trip to face Pittsburgh won't be easy. In conference play, the Cowboys only have 4 road games, but they include Texas Tech, Texas, and West Virginia in back-to-back weeks, and then finally Iowa State. So between those final 3 road games is Oklahoma and Stillwater. Very tough for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. That's the 5th toughest schedule. The 4th, Lovie Smith and the Fighting Illini of Illinois will begin with a home game against Ball State, game they should win. After that, the rest of the non-con includes Western Kentucky, 22 wins the last 2 seasons, a road trip to South Florida, 18 wins for the last 2 years for the Bulls. If there's good news, both of those schools have new coaches in 2017. Conference play for Illinois provides some relief. They draw both Rutgers and Indiana from the East, but their 3rd East opponent is Ohio State and Columbus. Complicating matters for Illinois is the fact that some of what you would consider most winnable conference games will come on the road against Iowa, Minnesota, and Purdue. Meanwhile, both Nebraska and Wisconsin go to Champaign, Illinois. Tough schedule for the Illini. Number 3 toughest schedule, Syracuse. They have 3 non-conference games: Central Connecticut State, Middle Tennessee, and Central Michigan. Aside from the fact that all 3 of those schools seem located near the center of their states, the only other thing they have in common is they won't be too difficult. But after that, there's a road trip to LSU for Syracuse. After playing North Carolina State on the road, there's a 3-week stretch. Syracuse will have a home game against Pitt and Clemson and a road trip to Miami. Whew, man. The Orange then take a bye week before hitting the road take on Florida State. Following the Seminoles, a home game against Wake Forest, and the week after that's a trip to Louisville. So reaching a bowl game will not be easy for Syracuse this year. Number 2 will be Purdue. Purdue's got a heck of a schedule, also in the Big Ten, and they're saying the number 1 toughest schedule. And, I don't agree with this. This is just, I'm not sure even who wrote this article. It's coming from CBS Sports, and I'm not sure who it was, but you are not going to tell me any of these are going to be any tougher than the Southeastern Conference schedule of any of the teams. Michigan State, 3-9 last year. If they want to rebound this year, they're going to have to earn it. Bowling Green should be a win. Western Michigan won't be easy, but there's some questions as to how good the Broncos will be following some key losses. Then there's Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a better team than this record reflected. Still, what it does for Michigan State is its Big Ten schedule. They not only have to play Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State this season, but only Penn State's going to be in East Lansing. They go to Ohio State, to Michigan, Penn State at home. Also, 5 of Michigan State's Big Ten games will be on the road, and its cross-divisional draw avoids the West heavyweights, but still they'll play Iowa, Minnesota, and Northwestern. So they're saying the toughest schedule in Division I football, which I totally disagree with, is Michigan State. Any of the Southeastern Conference teams, week in and week out, will have a tougher schedule than any of the teams we just heard. But just for saying's sake, they're saying Oklahoma State, Illinois, Syracuse, Purdue, and Michigan State, 5-1 in that order, number 5 up to number 1, are the toughest schedules in college football. We'll take a break, come right back. We'll switch gears. We'll go NASCAR to Mike Hedrick, again, waiting in the wings to join us, and he'll do that coming up next here, live at Hardees in Boones Creek on show number 542 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. There you see him on the screen, our dear friend Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter up in Northern Virginia. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
We're doing great. It's beautiful up here in Northern Virginia, so I'm hoping it's nice everywhere where everybody's sitting there listening to the great show.
Thank you. We've had a lot of rain down here. You guys had a lot of rain this summer. It's been wet, been dry. What's been the weather like in Northern Virginia?
Well, we had your typical summer storms. We like those, but it hasn't been too bad. We'll go ahead and take it. You know, the minute you're praying about the softball game, the farmer down the street, he's praying about, rain for his crops. And so I just don't get in that one.
There you go. Just let the Lord take care of it. I tell everybody, Mike, if we handle the weather, we'd mess it up. We messed up everything else he's given us. So let him handle the weather. He knows best what we need, and he knows what we need best in anything, but certainly the weather. So beautiful down there. It's beautiful, and as he said, in Northern Virginia. Let's go back. Michigan, great weekend of racing. Kyle Larson did it again, and this guy is a phenom, to say the least. He's 24-year-old that's getting it done for NASCAR and Chip Ganassi Racing. So if you would, please recap Michigan over the weekend.
Wow, that was a great race. It was in Michigan. It was the Firekeepers Casino 400, and you're exactly right. There was great racing, and it was very fast racing. It looked like that Truex Jr. was going to go ahead and take it all. I mean, he won that first stage. He won the second stage. He was looking really strong. But in the end, like you said, it came down to those young guns battling it out. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, they faced some late race cautions and restarts, and goodness gracious, Kyle Larson must have really learned on the restarts from Jimmy Johnson, because dang if he didn't get out there out front and get the victory, do the burnout in victory lane. And like you said, that's his second win of the season, third of his career, and very first at Michigan. So that was really a great race for him and that whole organization. The other guys that finished well, really not a bad race for everybody. The Hendricks organization had Chase Elliott in second, and then Dale in ninth, and Jimmy in 10th. That's not too bad. And Joe Gibbs Racing, they had Denny in fourth and Kyle in seventh. But really, like you said, Ganassi, they win the race, and they put Jamie McMurray right there in fifth. They are really strong this season.
Yes, they are. And then you look at Stewart-Haas Racing. I thought they didn't have a very good weekend. Kurt Busch finishing 12th, Harvick finishing 14th, Danica, of course, 37th, dead last. And I think there's some problems in the Patrick camp for sure, but we'll talk about that in a moment. And also Clint Boyer finishing 26th, so not a good weekend for Stewart-Haas Racing. It would appear they were tickled to death and glad to get out of Michigan and head to California. Not a good week for Stewart-Haas.
No, it really wasn't. They've kind of had a little bit of a tough year. It may be some of it because they've gone over to Ford as a new manufacturer. It may be because you've just got a couple of drivers that really aren't hitting on all cylinders. Again, your Danica Patricks, and really, Kurt Busch. He's coming up on a contract year, and he's going to be expensive. He's a champion, so yeah, they've got some issues over there. They definitely need to run a little bit better.
One of the talks, we're talking to Mike Hedrick again, the NASCAR fans reporter, as they head off to Sonoma, California. We'll preview that race in a moment. One of the talks off track, Tony Stewart says he's friends with Kyle Larson, says a fan asked him, how come Larson isn't in Stewart-Haas Racing stable? And he says, I'd love to have him. You need to ask him that question. So, maybe we may see the silly season kick in. You never know. But I can see Kyle Larson taking Danica Patrick's seat next season. That's very premature. But obviously Tony Stewart's fired one across the bows. Man, I'd love to have him, and you need to ask him that question. So he's put the monkey square on the back of Kyle Larson, who is, as you said a couple of weeks ago, has said publicly and privately he's very committed to Chip Ganassi because he gave him a shot when nobody else did. However, there's a big checkbook at Stewart-Haas Racing. There's a big checkbook at Rick Hendricks, so you never know, big guy. He may make the jump, but Tony Stewart would like to see Kyle Larson with him next year.
And you know what? Those are two dirt track racing guys, and so they have that in common as well. They're also just really, they're firecracker drivers. Smoke proved that when he was a young man. He was a go-getter, even out there being fast. And you see Kyle Larson doing that now. He's really aggressive, and really he's not even giving those veterans any slack nowadays. So, yeah, I would like to see, although, again, Ganassi's doing well. I mean, you want to see a kid go over to a big team and have a better shot, but this year here we're seeing some of the big teams have a little bit of difficulty, but this is going to be a crazy season. I could see Kyle Larson, maybe going over and filling Danica's seat. Somebody's going to get that seat. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to get Danica's seat.
What do you think? Again, we're talking to Mike Hedrick, does a phenomenal job on the show. He's such a great contributor, and I can't thank him enough for what he does. And what's your take? What are you hearing out and about Casey Kane? He's kind of the black horse in the Hendrick stable. You've got Chase Elliott. Jimmy Johnson's re-up for 3 more years. You got Junior stepping away, although he had a good run in Michigan, but he's still Junior. And then you got Casey Kane, who's struggling. He finished 21st up there in Michigan over the weekend. What are you hearing about Kane's ride for 2018?
Well, I think it's in jeopardy mainly because of his sponsors. He's lost Farmers Insurance earlier this year here, and Sports Clips has said that they won't be back with him right now. So that really puts 2 cars the Hendricks needs to find drivers for, and they need to be not just a driver, but a sellable driver. I mean, in their wings right now, of course, they have Alex Bowman, who filled in for Dale Jr. some, but he's unproven. He'd be a little bit hard to sell to the sponsors. Under contract, they've got William Byron, who drives for them for Junior in their Xfinity program. He's under contract, but he's really not ready for a cup ride just yet. You also have Matt Kenseth. He's going to become available next year. Now, he could help out with some of your sponsorship woes at Hendricks, but there's rumors that him and Eric Jones are going to go just flip-flop positions with that 77 over there. And then we always have to throw old cousin Carl in the mix. If he comes in, and he could take care of a lot of problems for Hendricks right there, along with the sponsors. Now we also know that Penske has said that they would like to sign, possibly if they could, Ryan Blaney. And right now we're talking about Brad Keselowski. Now he drives for that 22 Penske Ford, but he's also currently a free agent. Now he said the other day that he hopes to have an answer very soon. He also said, and I quote, "I've gone a long ways in my life and my career with the help of Roger," meaning Roger Penske. And he went on to say that Roger's given me a lot, and I have no reason to not want to stay there. Now I think he signs another long contract, like we saw Joey Logano just signed a 7-year deal with Penske. But again, there are rumors again that he's a candidate for that 88. That's a long shot, but yeah, this is a real silly season out there right now.
It's going to get even sillier talking to Mike Hendricks. So, and here's a guy that just kind of dropped off the face of the earth, Greg Biffle. The guy was a long-time driver for Roush Fenway Racing and did not get re-up last year and just kind of goes away. And he's doing some TV stuff, yes, but his name, to my knowledge, has never been batted around as a possible replacement for any of these drivers. So either he's hard to work with, or he's expensive, or they just think that the sport has passed him by for some reason. Greg Biffle's not getting any looks, but maybe he's put out some overtures and said, "I'm not interested." I don't know, but I just find it interesting. A veteran like Biffle, nobody ever mentions this guy's name as a replacement, even in a temporary situation.
And that surprises me as well, because he's a good driver, and you really look at his career, he has a truck championship and he has an Xfinity championship. He would be one of the rare guys if he ever got a Cup championship. But you're right, I haven't heard his name even whispered in any of these circumstances or cars or teams.
We're talking to Mike Hendricks, the NASCAR Fans Report in Northern Virginia. We're live at Hardees in Boones Creek. And again, the Stars for Heroes. Today's your last day to come by and give a coupon to any of the 20 stores here in the Tri-Cities for Hardees to help our military. 100% of the proceeds from your donation support military service members and their families. Half of it stays local. The national charities include USA Cares, that addresses the critical and unmet needs of post-9/11 service members, veterans, and military families facing service-related hardships. Also, the Stand Up and Play Foundation, providing wheelchair users and others with impaired mobility the opportunity to stand up and engage in recreational and everyday activities through accessibility to clinics and recreational equipment, which is awesome. And then also the Gary Sinise Foundation, honoring veterans, first responders and their families, and those in need. And so all this is going on right now with Hardees Stars for Heroes. Today is the last day. For every $1 you give, you get one of these free coupon sheets. And so if you can stop by any of the Hardees here in the Tri-Cities, I know Shannon was here a few minutes ago and said they've had a great run. The promotion ends today. It's been going on since May 24th. So if you can, I don't think we say enough. We don't thank her enough, and we don't thank them enough, I should say, and say good things enough about our veterans. So if you can, please stop by a local Hardees and throw down $1, $2, $3, because you get a coupon sheet back. So it's not like you're not getting something in return. And the veterans need our help, and quite frankly deserve our help here in this country. Trevor Bayne is a daddy. Again, he was on baby watch over the weekend, Mike Hendricks, and so they got through the race. And then yesterday morning, his wife and he, of course, are proud parents, Levi Bayne, and so it's the second baby for the Bayne family, and that's good news. Levi, the newest member of the ever-growing NASCAR Kids Club. Ty Dillon and wife Haley, and Joey Logano and wife Brittany, also set to add kids into the fray in the upcoming months. So there's going to be a baby Logano and a baby Dillon coming up soon, and that's always neat off the track. So congratulations to the Trevor Bayne family. Let's take a look at what's going on. Eric Amarola out of the 43 ride. Bubba Wallace has been in, but they've pulled him out for the road race this weekend in Sonoma, and they've got another driver that's going to be driving the Richard Petty Motorsports number 43 in California. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we know that Eric Almirola is temporarily out of the car as he recovers from his back injuries. And we've seen Regan Smith and Darrell Wallace Jr. both do a great job in that car. But with the road course coming up this week at Sonoma, Richard Petty has chosen an IMSA series driver, a guy named Billy Johnson. Now, he's been busy. From last weekend, he was actually driving in the 24 hours at Le Mans. So now this is his first Cup opportunity, but it's not his first time in NASCAR. He's had 5 starts in the Xfinity Series with a career high at 8th place at Montreal, which is a road course. Now, he's got 10 years of road course experience, but not only that, but he's worked with Eric Almirola and 20 other Ford drivers to help them improve their road course racing skills. So he should really be great behind the wheel, and he might even get the King of, his second win there at Sonoma. The King does have one win at Sonoma, and that comes from, Casey Kane, who we were just talking about.
Scored a win in 2009, a pole in 2010. Marcus Ambrose won the pole back in 2012. So Richard Petty Motorsports has had some success in Sonoma, California, and so we'll see how that goes. Again, he is a road course specialist by his own definition. That would be, as Mike said, Billy Johnson driving the 43. Now Wallace picks back up, and when they start the second half of the season, July 4th weekend at Daytona, we'll just go back through round 2 of all the tracks, which would include, of course, the fact that they're coming back to Bristol. We are 57 days out. I've got it right here. We are, 57 days away from the UNOH 200 Camping World Truck Series race on that Wednesday night. We're 60 days away from the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. And Mike Hedrick, they've come up with a new opportunity for fans at Bristol. It's called the Bristol Apex. Tell me about that.
Hey, this thing is incredible. Just when you think that, Bristol Motor Speedway has gone over the top and exceeded the expectations of the fans, they step it up even one more. They have, like you said, a place called the Apex at Bristol. Now, it is the only indoor, infield hospitality experience at Bristol Motor Speedway. The Apex hospitality area is actually under Victory Lane. It's a 2-day access pass to the Apex, and you watch the race from up on top of the old smoky roof, which is in turn 4, one of the best spots on the infield to actually watch the race in action. Now, the Apex is an area that's a climate-controlled area. It's kind of a bar setting, and it's got closed-circuit TVs and lounge seating and private restrooms and food and drink, and it comes with it's a 2-day pass, so it comes with garage passes. So this is actually going to be really a great place during the day. Maybe you've been out looking at the cars or looking at your cold passes and checking out the drivers and that kind of stuff, and you want to get a little something to eat, go back and be able to relax, have a cool drink, talk with your family, maybe your clients or something like that. So it's a new area. It's going to be fantastic. I'm hoping to be able to peek my head in there just a little bit. But fans that are interested, you can call all the basic Bristol Motor Speedway numbers and get access to this, or you can just email premium@bristolmotorspeedway.com and ask them about that Apex. Now, if you tell them that Mike Hedrick sent you, you get to hear him say, huh? Who's he?
We know who he is. He's a NASCAR fans report on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Last but not least, around Bristol Motor Speedway, literally in the grounds, you hear the name for many, many years, Earhart. And so kind of sad news about that particular gentleman and his family. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's sad to report to all the race fans out there that Mr. Charles Earhart, the founder of the Earhart Campgrounds, has passed away the other day. If you come to Bristol Motor Speedway, when you think of off-property camping at Bristol, you think of the Earhart Campgrounds. They've been there. The family's owned the property for over 200 years. It originally was over 2,000 acres, and it actually included the land where Bristol Motor Speedway sits right now. I was really blessed this last springtime to have met Mr. Earhart. I went down to Jelloville to hang out with a few of my friends, Susie and Fuzzy, and he was down there. And I was introduced to him, and I was telling him how I'd just given a birdhouse to Mrs. Claudia Bird out of respect for Mr. Jeff Bird, who gives us the slogan, Exceed Expectations. And in my telling him how much respect I had for him and that I came to my very first Bristol Motor Speedway race at the Jeff Bird 500 after he had passed away, we sat there and just talked about his friend, Jeff Bird. And it was just like two old boys would sit there and do, and it was wonderful. And he asked me, he said, well, Mike, do you have a bracelet from that race? And I said, well, no, sir, I didn't. I was just the fans reporter, and I was getting around. And he went up and went over to his truck and went and got me his own personal blue wristband that said Exceed Expectations. And it was just wonderful to get to know him. He was a wonderful gentleman and a wonderful friend of the sport and friend of Bristol Motor Speedway. But let me just say the most important thing about him is he was a good Christian boy. He might have just been dipped in the cool Tennessee water, but he was washed in the blood of Jesus Christ. And he's our Lord and Savior. And because of that, I'll see Mr. Earhart again one day, and it was a pleasure, and I just know that many people are going to miss him, and so my heart goes out to his family and his friends.
Well put. We just sang that song Sunday, you're washed in the blood, and if you're not washed in the blood, you need to be washed in the blood, because good book says it's not going to get any easier. Time's going to get tough and get tougher till you hear the trumpet. So you need to be washed in the blood. Good report there with Mike Hedrick. Mike, before I let you go, good report on Mr. Earhart. And so we wrap things up by giving me a preview of going out to California, Sonoma. Who runs well out there? Who does not typically run well at Sonoma, California?
Well, we're heading out to wine country out there at Sonoma, and everybody, if you're a NASCAR fan, this is a 1.99-mile road course. This thing's got 10 turns in it, so there's a lot of going back and forth. Now, back in the day, NASCAR teams would often bring a backup road course driver. These guys were called ringers. Modern-day drivers are a lot more versatile, even growing up racing go-karts and on windy roads and on road courses or whatever. So still look for some of these drivers to be a little bit better here that have more road course experience. Drivers such as your A.J. Allmendinger and your Jamie McMurray. Now, these guys could use this as their one shot to get into the playoffs. Last year we saw Tony Stewart get it. He bumped Denny Hamlin on that last turn to get himself in there. And so it's going to be a great race. Of the active drivers, the most wins comes with Kurt Busch. He's got 2, but again, we talked about Jamie McMurray. He's got 3 poles, so look for them to be very fast. If you look at the manufacturers, Chevy has 11 wins there, Ford has 7, and even though it's their home out there, Toyota only has 4 wins. So I think this season here, I think every race is any man's game. I think that might be the explanation of this season, is every race is every man's game.
And that just creates more fan interest, because if you go to a track going, oh, so-and-so's wins here all the time, why am I even going to go? That kind of cuts down on fan interest. But when you know, like you said, every track is wide open for anybody to win it, certainly you can just about any Saturday and Sunday in the Cup Series throw 10, 12, 14 names in the hat and say any of these folks have a chance to win it. That just, to me, helps NASCAR, which it needs. And you're right, going out there this Sunday for the road course in Sonoma before they come back and start the second half of the season in Daytona. It is up for grabs, anybody's race. Of course, Tony Stewart won it last year. He's no longer in the race course, and Sam Hornish Jr. won the Xfinity race in Iowa, and I don't think he's on the Xfinity circuit much, if any, anymore. So there's 2 new chances for 2 new winners just from last year, so could be interesting. I know a lot of the NASCAR fans, the true bloods, don't like the road course, but they've already implemented a road course in Charlotte later on this year, so they're going to take Charlotte Motor Speedway, make it a road course for that second trip into Charlotte. So it's going to be part of NASCAR. It's not going away, and so you just have to enjoy it for what it is. And if you don't like it, then get ready for Daytona week after next. If you do like it, enjoy Sonoma, California this weekend. Mike, awesome job, my friend, as always. You add so much to the show. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of the week, you and Mama, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
All right, everybody have a great day, and God bless y'all real good.
Good man right there, Mike Hedrick. Super job. Appreciate him, and he was spot on and did a phenomenal job, as he always does. We appreciate him very much. Before we go to the break, let's run down, again, the points in NASCAR. Also want to tell you right here at Hardees about the $5 big bag. Small fries, 20-ounce drink, and you have a choice of any 2 for $5. A double cheeseburger, a hot ham and cheese, or a spicy chicken sandwich. Any 2 of those in the combination for the $5 big bag at Hardees, along with a small fry and a 20-ounce drink. Also, as Shannon said earlier in the show, the classic double cheeseburger flying out of here, and all the Hardees here in the Tri-Cities locations for only $2.49. The classic double cheeseburger, double the meat, double the cheese, throw on some Thousand Island dressing and some grilled onions for $2.49. The classic double cheese, again, at your local Hardees. And again, we want to remind you about the strawberry lemonade. Whew, that'll go down easy on a hot, muggy day like today. And the jalapeno double cheeseburger for only $2.49 at Hardees. Double meat, double cheese, Santa Fe sauce, and jalapeno peppers. That is the jalapeno double cheeseburger for only $2.49 for a limited time at Hardees. And we're going to try this and get off there in about a half hour. We're going to try the boneless baby back rib thick burger, sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, crispy onion strings, and boneless baby back rib thick burger, 100% Black Angus burger, again from the folks here at Hardees, where we are in Boones Creek. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Hardees, and we'll take a look at the NASCAR points. Then we'll get ready to visit with Rob Cole, who's going to join us coming up here in about 10 minutes. We'll do that next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 542, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink. Again, Grip Energy Drink, available at all Food City locations. I'm telling you, they got the sugar-free orange and the sugar-free pink grapefruit out there now, and it is awesome. Hot, muggy day like today. Need a little pick-me-up. Again, folks say, well, the energy drink, does it make you jittery or jumpy? Nope. I can tell you, I've drank them all the time, and I've never gotten to the point ever where I thought, I'm a little wired or a little jittery. Does not do that at all. It's full of vitamin B. It's all natural ingredients, full of vitamin B, niacin, biotin. It is vegan friendly. They have lemon lime, the regular flavors, lemon lime, pink grapefruit, root beer, pineapple, and white grape. And now they've added the sugar-free orange and the sugar-free pink grapefruit. I think you heard Aaron tell us last week from Grip that they're out there changing them all over. And so here is the picture of the Grip energy drinks. There they are, and they've got all 5 flavors. Those are the regular flavors. They've added, since they've printed this, the sugar-free orange and the sugar-free pink grapefruit in all Food City locations. The Grip, here you see it here, our title sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, the Grip energy drink. Quick break. We'll take a look at NASCAR, the points in all 3 series, and then get ready for Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. We are live again on the road at Hardees in Boones Creek on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us live at Hardees in Boones Creek on this Tuesday. Tomorrow will be at Chick-fil-A, Thursday Champion Chevrolet, and Friday will be at Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen, the plant in South Johnson City. Here are the points. Before we get into the points, let me say this to you. You can, well, I don't know if you can mark it down, but I will be shocked because Tony Stewart's pretty much said, here's what Smoke said to a fan who asked why Larson was not in the Stewart-Haas Racing stable. Now, Kyle Larson and Tony Stewart are big-time friends off the track. Guy says, please, Tony, tell me why you don't have Kyle racing for you. Tony Stewart says, I would love to have him. You need to ask him that question. So, he also said he's a friend of mine. Even if he doesn't drive for me, I care and I am happy for him, says Tony Stewart, end quote. Larson, 24 years old, in the midst of a breakthrough year and currently leads the series point standings. He has been connected to the Open number 88 ride at Hendrick Motorsports, but he's also said he's thrilled to be with Chip Ganassi Racing. So we'll see if Tony Stewart can lure him over to drive for Stewart-Haas Racing. Obviously, you have a ride that's been pretty much speculated and talked back and forth. And Danica Patrick's ride's in serious trouble. She finished 37th in Michigan, which is not the total reason why she's in trouble. She is woefully underperforming. Lost her sponsorship last year, Nature's Bakery. She's got Aspen Dental Care and some other minor sponsors, kind of piecemealing her season right now. But on the track, just not getting it done. So I will be shocked if there's not a change there. We'll see. But again, if Tony Stewart's friends with Kyle Larson, I'd say behind the scenes there's some talk going on to see if they can get Kyle Larson wooed away from Chip Ganassi Racing. Here is the points of the top 10 of the Cup Series. You have Kyle Larson on top by 5 points over Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Busch is third, Kevin Harvick fourth, Chase Elliott fifth in points. Then comes Brad Keselowski, Jamie McMurray, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, and Joey Logano rounding out the top 10. So you have Chip Ganassi Racing is at number 1 and at number 7. Furniture Row Racing would be Martin Truex Jr. by himself at number 2. Kyle Busch, Joe Gibbs Racing, and Denny Hamlin, 2nd and 9th for Joe Gibbs. Kevin Harvick, Stewart-Haas Racing at number 4. Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, Penske Racing, is at number 6 and number 10 respectively. Rick Hendrick Motorsports, you've got number 5 Chase Elliott and number 8 Jimmy Johnson. So there's some pretty good representation of all the big teams right now. Of course, Richard Childress Racing nowhere to be found, and so and of course Roush Fenway Racing struggling right now as well. The Xfinity Series, as they head off to Iowa, Elliott Sadler with a 21-point lead over Justin Allgaier. Then comes William Byron, Daniel Hemrick, Brennan Poole, Ryan Reed, Cole Custer, Matt Tifft, Michael Annett, and Blake Cook, currently the top 10 in the Xfinity Series, heading off again to Iowa. Then the Camping World Truck Series, Johnny Sauter is a 38-point leader over Christopher Bell. Then comes Matt Crafton, Chase Briscoe, Ben Rhodes, Grant Enfinger, Ryan Truex, currently 7th in the Truck Series. Kaz Grala is 8th. John Hunter Nemechek, with that win the other night, jumps up to number 9, and Noah Gragson rounds out the top 10 in the Camping World Truck Series, because they'll be in Bristol 57 days from today for the UNOH 200, again at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Camping World Truck Series. Finally, NASCAR, Joe Gibbs Racing naming Dave Rogers the technical director for the NASCAR Xfinity Series operation. Interesting story here. Rogers had previously served as crew chief for Carl Edwards. Took a personal leave of absence back in March. He will work closely with the executive vice president of Joe Gibbs Racing in all aspects of competition across the Xfinity Series program. So he is not coming back as a crew chief of the number 9 team. Stepped away, taking a personal leave of absence, is back now in the Joe Gibbs Racing team. Dave Rogers, the technical director for the NASCAR Xfinity Series operations. And so that's what's happening there as far as the NASCAR story. We've kind of covered all the bases and hit those for you. Baseball, everything under the lights tonight. In the American League, Cleveland and Baltimore, the Angels in New York, Cincinnati at Tampa Bay, Toronto at Texas, the White Sox in Minnesota, Boston plays at Kansas City, Houston at Oakland, and the Detroit Tigers on the left coast against Seattle. In the National League tonight, you have the Cardinals opening up a series in Philadelphia, Reds at Tampa Bay, Washington and Miami, San Francisco takes on Atlanta, Pittsburgh and Milwaukee, the Cubs hosting San Diego, Arizona at Colorado, and the New York Mets will take on the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine in Dodger Stadium. And that is your Major League Baseball schedule. Of course, obviously, here on the local scene, the Appalachian League getting ready to crank up. Opening night for all the teams coming up into this week. It is the short season Appalachian League, but all the teams are in town. Here in the Tri-Cities, you have the Johnson City Cardinals, you have the Elizabethton Twins, you have the Kingsport Mets, the Bristol Pirates, and the Greenville Astros, all in town, practicing, ready to go to open their season later on this week in the respective ballparks. Quick break, we'll be right back. We'll check in with Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. Show number 542, we're live at Hardees in Boones Creek, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink. Say that again, Tom. Grip energy drink. You're watching, listening to the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, again live at Hardees in Boones Creek, where again you can come by and check out, man. It's starting tomorrow, the Cajun, all Hardees, all 20 across the Tri-Cities. The Cajun Chicken Biscuit, brand new product, starts tomorrow at all Hardees, but the boneless baby back rib thick burger right now going on at all the Hardees. Sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, crispy onion strings. The old cowboy's going to hammer one of those when I get off the air here. And if my buddy was with me, Rob Cole, he'd be hammering right there with me as well. The park manager for Bays Mountain Park. He and I like to eat. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm hungry.
You're always hungry. I've known you for 20 years. Every time I see what's going on, I'm hungry. He's always hungry. He's like the wolves up here at Bays Mountain Park. He's always hungry. So, my man,
oh yeah,
we got to go back out and break bread soon, and I love to hang out with this guy. He does a great job. He's been a park manager, 2-3 months now up on the mountain, is that correct?
Yeah, since January. January. Wow, it's times this year, as with every year these days, seems like it flies by, but yes, a few months.
5 months. Congratulations, doing a super job. And again, we're going to talk about the day camps just in a second. I do want to remind you, at all Hardees, it's the $5 big bag, any 2 sandwiches, double cheeseburger, hot ham and cheese, spicy chicken sandwich, along with a small fry and a 20-ounce drink, all that for $5. That's every day at any Hardees location. It's the $5 big bag at all Hardees here in the Tri-Cities. And Rob Cole, it's Summer day camp. Still got some slots left open. Tell me about summer day camp for the little people at Bays Mountain Park.
Yeah, we've got a few slots open, as you mentioned, and going fast. So, one, just put the call out there. If you're interested in having your child or grandchild attend a week-long camp that's dedicated to fun, learning, activities, crafts, we'll enjoy barge rides, snake and wolf programs, play in the water a little bit, enjoy a planetarium and astronomy-related learning, and plus we've got a really neat presentation that and activities that Mountain States Health Alliance has brought to our summer day camp. We're having a blast, and still, like you mentioned, a few slots open. This sounds like something that, again, you'd like your child or grandchild to enjoy. Give us a call at 423-229-9447. Cost is, if you're already a park member, Big T, cost for camp is just $60. If you're not a park member, all that's required is to buy a family membership that is good for the entire year, and that's just a $35 cost. So for less than $100, you can enjoy, send your child to a week of not just fun but learning also, and that's one of the neat aspects of what we do with our summer day camp. We infuse both together, and we feel like we've done a good job. If the kids go away appreciating the outdoors and learn a little something more about science or the stars, what have you, something a little bit more about the natural world than they knew before they came. If we've done that, we feel like we've done a good job, and of course we're going to have fun, so give us a shout.
That's the name of the game. And talking about learning at Bays Mountain Park, you go inside where it's nice and cool and get into that state-of-the-art. There's not many like it in the world, quite frankly, the planetarium at Bays Mountain Park. And that's a good time on a hot day to go in there and learn about the stars and the sky and do it in a state-of-the-art facility. Tell me about the planetarium.
It is. This is one of those that, my goodness, it's hard to believe we're coming up on almost 10 years now since that planetarium was completely renovated. We're still discovering things that we can do with our new projector and star field, for example. And I don't mind saying it's a setup that is so unique and so precise now that literally you or I could come into the planetarium with a pair of binoculars and utilize those binoculars to see something on the night sky projected on our dome that we can't see with our naked eye. And I find that to be just absolutely amazing. That never gets old to me. And so we have a wonderful asset there at the park. Right now our feature show is Totality, which is focusing on eclipses, specifically the total eclipse that's coming up on August the 21st of this year. A very unique event. This show is one that our staff produced. Wonderful show. Obviously, again, focusing on eclipses and what are they, how are they formed, what physical changes happen during an eclipse. And it's also a very educational, but also a little bit of humor in there. So we're having some fun with this one. Again, a very timely topic, and those shows can be seen at 1, 2, and 4 o'clock daily, Monday through Friday, and then again on the weekend.
We're talking to Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park, and again, only $5 a carload. Rob, let's make the assumption, because we're gaining new listeners every day on the show, and we thank the good Lord for that, but let's make the assumption somebody out there has no clue what Bays Mountain Park is. Is it a state park, a city park? How big is it? What are some of the things you offer? We're going to talk about the zip line here in a minute and also the barge rides, but again, just step back and do an assumption that somebody out there has no clue what we're talking about, and I think it'd be safe to say, because, as I said, we're picking up new listeners every show. So tell us what Bays Mountain Park is and what it's all about, would you please?
Yeah, we are a 3,550-acre nature preserve, city-owned, one of the largest, if not the largest city-owned parks in the state of Tennessee. I know at one time we were the largest city-owned park in Tennessee. 3,550 acres of those are naturally developed acres. In other words, we're a nature preserve, a state-designated natural area, where it is a woodland area that is largely untouched, with the exception of that very small, less than 1% of the entire park area where the Nature Center, the Farmstead Museum, and the lake is located. Those are the only areas that feature any facilities. which means that we've got 40 miles worth of trails out in the woodland area that are ideal for hiking, mountain biking, jogging, if you will, birding. We have a lot of folks that enjoy the trails for a lot of different reasons. We have, as you mentioned, a barge ride that we do on our 44-acre lake. We have zip line rides that we offer Wednesday through Sunday. We just mentioned the planetarium. We have animal habitats, what I would probably consider a miniature zoo that focuses almost exclusively on animals that are found within this region. And that's our mission, what's here in our backyard, what's here out just outside our back door. And we want to, as best we can, promote the disciplines of conservation and preservation to the best of our ability. And we see thousands of school kids every year. And, of course, right now we're in our summer mode where our gears shift just a little bit toward more of a visitor tourism way of doing business, if you will, where we offer more programming and additional activities. It's a very low-cost destination to visit. It's only $5 per car, not per person, only $5 per car to enter the park. And, of course, program fees apply for all the other programs, such as the planetarium, nature show, zip line ride, and barge ride.
We're down to our buddy Rob Cole. So you got the zip line going on up there right now in the summertime, which would be great. Get up in those trees and go zipping across, screaming and hollering, having a big time on the zip line and also the barge ride. Zero in on those two. Would you please?
Sure will. Zip line. Let's start there. The zip line is that's one of those things that has remained way more popular than quite honestly we dreamed it would. We opened that up several years ago, and here we are still having a blast with it. And it's just $10 per person per ride. Rides are at 1, 2, 3, and 4 o'clock on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's Wednesday through Sunday at 1, 2, 3, and 4 o'clock. You don't have to be a certain age, but you do have to be under a certain weight limit. Industry standard for a zip line ride is 275 pounds and under. The rest of the way, you just simply have to be physically able to climb the net to get to the zip line, and you have to be able to fit inside the safety equipment. It's a lot of fun. It really is a blast, and if you're just looking for a good time to just relax and just be young and have fun and giggle and do all those things that you wish you could do more often, the zip line is your opportunity. If you're just looking to relax, the barge ride, no doubt, is there's probably very few better ways to enjoy the park scenery than a ride on our 44-acre lake on our barge. And wonderful opportunity there. It's just $5 per person for the ride. It's basically a 45, 50-minute barge ride that will include some historical information on the park, as well as, of course, information on those natural elements that you'll see lakeside, plus the aquatic life that might live in our lake. And so it's a really relaxing, fun time out. Of course, both activities are weather permitting, but certainly you can always give us a call, and we'll let you know if weather is impacting what we've got going on up there or not, and hope you'll come out and have a good time.
There you go. We're talking to buddy Rob Cole. You're open 7 days a week. We'll find out what that is in a moment. At $5 a person, $5 a carload to get up and see all the great things he's talked about over 3,500-acre city-owned park in Kingsport, Tennessee. Rob Cole, your beloved Cardinals. Now, you said they're not a very good baseball team. They're 5 out. They're getting ready to open up a series against the worst team in the National League tonight. Cardinals at 31-37. They've lost 2 in a row. They've lost 5 of the last 10. The Phillies, meanwhile, they have lost 3 in a row and 9 out of their last 10. They are god-awful. They're 22-46 are the Phillies. Cardinals hanging. They're 5 games out. They're tied with the Pirates for, third place in the Central. Only team worse is the Reds, and God, they're awful. But the Cardinals, 31-37. What's your take on your baseball team right now?
Well, it's like I said from day one, this team has just got a lot of deficiencies that need to be addressed. It's just quite simply, it's not a good team. And that's not saying it's that far off from being a good team, but it's not a good team. defensively. Range is an issue. We're not getting to balls that we should be getting to, and when we do, we're not making those plays. Pitching has, it's spotty at best. Our strength early in the season was the starting rotation. Now that's flip-flopped a little bit. We have no middle of the order bat that changes the game plan for the opponent. There's no fear in the middle of our order. Hitters 3, 4, and 5. Other opposing teams, again, they just don't fear them. There's nothing that changes the dynamic of what we're able to do. We're finally scoring runs, but we're not the kind of team that's going to be able to generate those runs on a consistent basis. So you got to wonder when that's going to wash up. We're not good on the base pass. We've been thrown out on the base pass more than any team in the majors. It's just a team with a lot of holes that, quite frankly, could have a worse record. I know Matheny's made his share of mistakes, but I would challenge anyone that when your bullpen was as bad as early as it was early in the season, kind of influences some of your decision with how long you stick with the starter early on. Now you've got the opposite effect, is how long can you afford to ride your starter before you go to your bullpen. The lineup just has its own holes. Tom, this just isn't a good team, and it's not going to be an easy fix. I would be willing to bet that if the gap widens a little bit more before the All-Star break, my beloved Redbirds become sellers instead of buyers. But, the good news about the NL Central, I think you'll agree with this, it's a mess from top to bottom, and who'd have guessed that with the Cubs as hot as they were last year. So as long as you can stay in that race and have a shot at winning the Central, I guess you almost have to dabble with the possibility of remaining in a buyer type mindset. But doesn't look real good.
God, I'm going to go jump off a bridge now after you've talked like this. You know as well as I do, the Cardinals make a run for it. They're just trying to get it shaped up here a little bit. Let's run down American League real quick. Yankees in the East lead it. Cleveland in the Central, and Houston with the best team in baseball in the West. Any surprises there in your mind at this point of the season? We've played, 60? Let's see, Boston's 39-31. That puts them at 70 games. You're talking not quite the halfway point of the season. Any surprises? Yankees leading the East, Cleveland leading the Central, and Houston leading the West right now?
No, I don't. In my mind, there's no surprises there. I think the only surprises are the teams that we're not seeing rise to the top quickly. We're talking about the Blue Jays that are kind of mired in some up and down baseball right now, but I think they'll get better. Boston's right there. Baltimore, there could be another possible surprise, but they've got a few holes they can address. They're definitely going to be in a buyer mode, I think. No real surprises. As you look at the AL, I think it's about where you guess it would be. I think last year was a surprise that Houston didn't perform as well as we thought they would. I think they're doing that this year. When you look at the NL, it kind of surprises me a little bit to see the Cubs playing as poorly as they are at times. They'll get it together. I would challenge your assertion that the Cardinals will. They're just not that talented, but they're going to hang around. They're a well-coached team. They've got a bunch of professionals there. They're just limited. I think you're going to have an exciting race that brews up in the West with the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks. A little surprising that the Giants aren't doing as well. To me, those are the surprises, not who's leading, but who's faltering.
I think you're right. In the West, you got Colorado leading the division by half game over the Dodgers. Arizona game back. San Francisco in the cellar. They got shut out last night by the Braves, of all people. 26-46 they are on the year. They're 20 games out. I would think Bruce Bochy would be in trouble, the manager of the Giants. I'm not advocating anybody losing your job, but they're woefully underperforming. I think Brad Ausmus in Detroit may be in trouble. These guys are 5 under. They've lost 3 in a row, 7 out of their last 10. They're not doing well. And so I think there's some guys. I think Ned Yost in Kansas City may be on the hot seat, although they're starting to get it together a little bit. They won 2 in a row and 8 out of the last 10. They're still 1 under 500. But I think Kansas City, I think they may look for a change there. Of course, I'm still just mind-boggling that Brian Price is still the manager at Cincinnati, but that's old news. So I think there are some managers that are on the hot seat, and you may see some movement soon. The fan base is wanting some changes, wanting some improvement. You're already talking about the Cardinals starting to unload some people, so if they don't get things turned around. So 'tis the season, but right now Major League Baseball, there's your pennant races. The Appalachian League starts this week. All 5 teams in the Tri-Cities, the Greenville Astros, the Kingsport Mets, the Bristol Pirates, the Johnson City Cardinals and the Elizabethton Twins, all their teams are in town getting ready for opening night, getting ready for baseball. So 'tis the season. Tomorrow's the first day of summer, and you got some great hours. Get up here and check out Bays Mountain Park for only $5 a carload. And tell us what the hours are, my friend.
Yeah, come on up. We're operating Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. until 8 p.m., Sunday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and one final thing I'll add about baseball, and this is, believe it or not, I think fairly exciting, Big T. I think we're going to see some big-name free agents move. When you think about the guys in their contract years, the guys that are going to be a free agent soon, we look at Lance Lynn, Joey Votto, and Manny Machado. You got some guys that that are going to carry a hefty price tag somewhere down the road, and teams don't have much control over right now. They're going to be looking to get prospects. I think this could be a fun, as you mentioned, silly season.
I think you're exactly right. Hours you're open at Bays Mountain Park. Tell me about that, big guy.
8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday.
Great report as always. Love you, man. Keep up the good work. Stay cool up here on the mountain, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
Hey, appreciate it. Love you, Big T. Appreciate all you do for us.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Our buddy Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park in with us again on this, wrapping up the show on this Tuesday. Do want to say thanks to my buddy who stopped by here a few minutes ago, the Director of Marketing, our buddy Shannon Phipps from Hardees. Of course, our guest today, Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fan reporter. Also, William Yarber from Max Medicine Mart. And just now, of course, one of our great sponsors. We're Blue Bonnets, 20% off the entire month of June at Max Medicine Mart on Center Street in Kingsport. The Blue Bonnet product line, the supplements, between 60 and 80 different kinds of Blue Bonnet products in the store. And again, they're all 20% off through the month of June at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. And thanks to William Yarber for checking in with us there. And also, of course, our buddy just now, Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. And again, Shannon Phipps. This wraps up show number 542. We'll rejoin you tomorrow back at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Greg Salyer there to talk baseball. Dave Angie there from the Johnson City Press. We've got some brand new guests coming by tomorrow to talk. So we've got a show loaded for bear tomorrow from 11 to 1 there. Thursday, 11 to 1, will be a Champion Chevrolet, the number one Chevy dealer in the state on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City, with some new guests from Champion, some new in-house folks going to be talking to us. Andy is away this week, so on assignment. Or he can't be there. He's going. I don't know where he's in meetings or wherever he's at, but he can't be there. So we've got some. Kristen Martin's going to join us from Champion Chevrolet. Can't wait to have her on, and also my man Cletus is going to be there as well. And so we're looking forward to having those folks on, plus our regular sets of guests, Carmichael and Kevin Harmon talking Tennessee sports and so on and so forth from Champion Chevrolet. Then on Friday, brand new stop will be at Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen, the plant in South Johnson City. Again, the one of the top 10 fastest growing mom and pop or small businesses in America. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen. It works. Went swimming, getting ready to go swimming this afternoon. Went swimming earlier in the week and slathered up some Blue Lizard Sport. That's the one that stays on you in the water. You know, here's the thing. The FDA says you can only say up to 80 minutes in the water, and that's okay. But Jeff Bedard, the CEO of Blue Lizard, told me when we had him on the show a couple of weeks ago, their product actually will stay on your body in the water for 254 minutes before you have to reapply. But the FDA says all you can do is say up to 80 minutes, and so it easily covers that. So if you're going to be out and about in the lake or in the water, you want to pick up a tube of Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen. Remember, the cap turns blue when the sun hits it with the UV rays, so we will be there at the plant, hopefully with a camera walking through, taking a bird's eye view of what's going on at Blue Lizard, and that's the goal to do that. And so I'm looking forward to see if we can pull that off again on Friday. So, hey, we are wrapping things up here at Hardees. Let me run down again the specials they've got. Again, starting tomorrow, the Cajun Chicken Biscuit at all Hardees locations. Brand new product rolls out tomorrow. Right now for $2.49, the Jalapeno Double Cheeseburger, double meat, double cheese, jalapeno peppers, and Santa Fe sauce for only $2.49. The boneless baby back rib thick burger, sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, crispy onion strings. They've got those right now at Hardees and flying out the door. Also the $5 big bag with your choice of either a double cheeseburger, a hot ham and cheese, or a spicy chicken sandwich, plus the small fries and a 20-ounce drink. Again, for only $5. It's the $5 big bag at all Hardees locations. And then the classic double cheese for $2.49. Double the meat, double the cheese, Thousand Island dressing, and grilled onions for $2.49. The classic double cheese at your local Hardees. And so thanks to Shannon for letting us come be here. Last month we were in Blountville. Today we've wrapped up the show here at Boones Creek. Again, asking you one more time to please consider stopping by any Hardees location. Thank you for your donation to help the military families in this country that need it. We don't do enough for our military families. You can, because today is the last day of this promotion. It's Stars for Heroes, and so when you give only $1, you get a coupon sheet for every $1 you give that's full of goodies, free hash browns, sausage and egg biscuit, free fries, free drinks with the purchase of a sandwich. So all this is free for only $1. And so the more you give, the more coupon sheets you get back. So we've got several coupon sheets here because we gave more than $1 here a few minutes ago. And I'm not doing that to brag. I'm just telling you we did it because I get the beneficiary of some great coupons to be used here at Hardees in the Tri-Cities. So please consider doing that. Today is the last day for this promotion. It's been going on since May 24th, and they're going to stop it today and wind it down. So if you can, stop by a local Hardees here in the Tri-Cities and throw down at least $1, as much as you can, knowing you're going to get a coupon sheet back for every $1 you give. And so these are four different free items for a $1 coupon. And the more coupons you get, for every $1 you give, you get a coupon sheet. So can't go wrong. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Again, back at it tomorrow at Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. Champion Chevrolet on Thursday. Again, Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen on Friday. And so till we greet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Chick-fil-A at the Crossings, North Johnson City. This is Tom Taylor telling you, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for giving us a listen for show number 542. They said we'd never make it. We're on our way to 1,000. We're on our way to 600. That's what's coming up next, the magic 600 mark. We're on our way to that, and we'll talk to you tomorrow from Chick-fil-A. So long, everybody.